everyone, welcome back. Today's video, you may notice I haven't got any eyebrows on, and from the title that today I'm going to be doing my eyebrows on camera for you all. So a while back I started a back to basics series and I did a video on how to dye and shape your eyebrows at home. Now a lot of people do eyebrow tutorials on YouTube, but I thought I'd do something a little bit different and just show you how I fill in my brows with a pencil, how I fill my brows in with a pomade, and also how I fill them in with powder, because I don't really tend to stick to the same thing all the time. There are different ways that I fill in my eyebrows and I do keep it quite basic. I'm not one of those people that uses 3 or 4 products on their brows at once. I tend to be quite lazy when it comes to my eyebrows and I just quickly fill them in. So today I'm going to show you how I fill them in with a pencil, and also obviously I always set them with a brow gel. So if you are a regular watcher of my channel, you'll know that I love these 2 products, are like my favourite brow products. So I've got the Soap and Glory Archery and then also the L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper. So this is the gel and this is the tinted one. I've got the shade Brunette, and then also the Archery has got a spoolie on one end and then it's like a thin pencil at the other, and I use the shade Hot Chocolate. So I'm going to show you how I do my brows using these today. I do feel a bit strange because I've obviously got a full face of makeup on and then no eyebrows. So I'm going to zoom you in and just talk you through how I fill them in with a pencil. And it's kind of, I know that you've seen me do this on camera before, but I'm going to talk through in a little bit more detail so that it might help some of you. Now that we're up close and personal, as you can see, my eyebrows have got nothing in them. They may have a little bit of foundation in them from when I applied my foundation earlier. So I just start with the spoolie and I just literally brush them through. I kind of brush them upwards, following the shape of my natural brow. I find now that I only really buy products that have got a spoolie on the end because I just find them so easy to use, and also it's so good for traveling because you don't have to take a separate eyebrow brush spoolie with you. So I basically take the pencil and I start off under here usually just to kind of build up a little bit of depth to the brow and give it a little bit more shape. So I start off by following this line under here and just very, very gently, like honestly, I'm hardly applying any pressure, and I just do really small brush strokes starting at the bottom of the brow. And then I tend to build it up. So I kind of like go a little bit up higher and create an arch. So as you can see, mine kind of like just droop down a little bit. So I like to create a little bit more of a fuller brow and a bit more of an arch. So I literally just tiny lightweight brush strokes, following the shape but kind of accentuating a little bit, and then I always continuously brush them up and brush the product through just so that it gets rid of any excess and just helps you with shaping them. Obviously everybody's brows are different and everybody likes to do their brows differently, but this is more to show you the technique that I use to fill in my brows so that you can adapt it to how you do yours. But obviously this is nothing groundbreaking at all. And then I just follow it down to the tail and I leave my tail in kind of like a point, and then I fill in, I go back to the front and just fill in ever so lightly. You kind of can tell the difference already between this brow and this one, and I've obviously not spent a great deal of time on it up to now. So I'm just going to make this arch a little bit sharper and just work on the shape a little bit more. And then when my brows are a little bit sparser and I want a little bit more colour, I apply a little bit more pressure, but obviously less is more. So if you start off with less, then you can build it up. And then I work my way towards the front, and I kind of like to leave them a little bit sparser than the rest of the brow just because it makes them look a little bit more natural. I kind of just go in upward strokes, very lightly. And that is all I do to fill in my eyebrows. So that's one done, and then I'll go on to the other. And if I ever go wrong and like draw something where I shouldn't have, normally with a pencil it's quite easy just to wipe it away. So don't worry if you tend to make any mistakes. And I'm holding the pencil all the way down here so that It's kind of like less pressure, because obviously if I was to hold it here, it would be a lot more pressure and a lot more precise. Whereas here, I'm just kind of like, just so softly, just letting the pencil do the work for me. I know that's a cringy saying, but honestly, it's true. So I'm starting at the bottom again, just trying to define the bottom of my brow. Now I know that some people will go over their eyebrows, they'll go around the bottom and also the top with concealer to really sharpen them up and define them. That's not something that I do on an everyday basis. If I'm going out and I want like full glam, then I do find that it helps your eyebrows obviously stand out a little bit more, but it's not something that I do day to day. The arches are different, don't worry if they look different, they are not supposed to be identical. Just work with the brow and the shape that you've got, and obviously try and make them look kind of similar, because you don't want your face to look really off, but they don't have to be identical. This one at the front I always find the most tricky, because I don't use my left hand to do my left eyebrow, I just cross over. So I have to kind of cross over and then very carefully fill in the front of the brow. So they're not perfect, they're not identical, but on a day-to-day basis, that's honestly how I do my eyebrows. Then I just take a little bit of the L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper, and what I love about this one is that when you pull out the wand, you have a minimal amount of product on the spoolie. Sometimes with brow products, they can be coated in the product and it just gets messy. This one has a minimal amount, and I just follow the shape of my brow and then just put a little bit in the front. And this just helps them stay in place all day. And it also adds a little bit of colour where you might need a little bit extra. So that's how I do my eyebrows on a day-to-day basis. Hopefully you found this video quite useful and helpful. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave me a comment with any video ideas that you've got down below, and I'm also thinking of doing a Q&A soon. So if you've got any questions that you want to ask me, please leave them in the comments box down below, and I will get back to you, and also hopefully put your questions in the video that I'm going to film. So I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you're all doing okay and you're enjoying the autumn winter months, because I certainly am, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.